Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sir Jow, and today I present to you the new and improved Schedule to Calendar Converter. If you've seen the last video I made about this extension, you will notice I made a lot of changes to it. Today I will be highlighting those changes. Where shall we begin? SCC is a Chrome extension that allows students such as myself to create an iCalendar or ICS file of their banner schedule, allowing them to quickly add their schedule to their calendar. If you're like me and use multiple calendar apps, this is a game changer. If your school uses Banner for registration, this extension is for you. You may use the extension to search for your school's link. If your school does not appear, that does not mean it's not supported. If your school is supported, submit the registration link in the feedback hub. Using the extension is quite simple. Once you have it downloaded, follow these steps. First, go to your school's banner registration page. This process could be different depending on your school. Click on View Registration Information. This is the page that contains all your schedules. Once on this screen, ensure that the selected term is the one you want to export. In my case, I'll do Spring 2026. Then click on Schedule Details. Open the extension, then click on Load Schedule. Voila, your schedule is now in the extension. Begin customizing your ICS file. I will elaborate on this later in the video. Once done, click on Export. You will be prompted to name and locate your file, and congrats, you have exported your schedule. Now go to your calendar of choice. Here's how to import your ICS file into popular calendars. For Google, click on the gear icon, hit Settings, click on Import and Export. Select your ICS file, hit Import. Voila. For Outlook, click the calendar icon in the sidebar. Click Add Calendar. Click Upload from File. Select the ICS file, then hit Import. Voila. For iCloud, this one is a little funny because iCloud doesn't exactly have an import ICS feature on the web browser. I don't own a Mac, so I don't know exactly how to do it there. I do have Discord, however. I usually send the exported file to a DM, then open it on my phone. It previews the events in the file and lets you add them to a calendar. Otherwise, you will have to figure out a way to open the ICS file on your phone or Mac. For iPhones, there is a shortcut that allows you to open these files in Safari, which is what brings up that preview. The link to this shortcut will be in the description. Voila. If you encounter any errors while using the extension and while importing your files into a calendar, submit a ticket via the feedback hub. There are many ways to customize your ICS file. Let's talk about it. Each course can be included or excluded by clicking on the checkbox next to the course name. By collapsing them, you will see that each course has its own settings. Some of these settings will be disabled depending on whether or not the extension could find its corresponding information. Use these settings to control how each course appears in your file. You may bulk change course settings using these buttons. Use the select menu to choose a setting to bulk change. You may rename a course by double-clicking its name. You may also click certain keys on your keyboard while focused on the course. Check the guide for these keys and for naming rules. There are also schedule settings that follow the same conventions as course settings. Voila. The extension has web pages. These pages can only be accessed by users that have the extension downloaded. The link to the home page is at the bottom of the extension pop-up. The import page is a powerful page. Imagine wanting to edit your ICS file. Rather than starting over and re-importing your schedule from Banner, you can instead go to the import page and edit the file. To do this, go to the page. You may either click the Choose File button or drag your file into the page. Only one file is accepted. A file that is not ICS will be rejected. If your ICS file was created using a version older than 2.0, it will be rejected. Once you selected your file, click Import File. Voila, you may now customize your file and re-export it. If you're on the extension pop-up, click on this button if you want to continue editing your schedule in the import page. The guide page contains all guides that you might need for the extension. This includes troubleshooting, ICS customization, and basic knowledge on the extension. The extension will recover your progress if it is closed while you are actively using it. If you accidentally close the extension, simply reopen. It will let you know that it saved your previous schedule and will prompt you to continue where you left off. You can choose to reload the schedule or discard it. I am exploring features such as schedule comparison and other quality of life improvements. Have a recommendation? Leave them in the comments or send them to me via email or the feedback hub. That, ladies and gentlemen, concludes this video. In the description, you will see the GitHub repository for this extension. It is open source, the Chrome Web Store link, the iCloud shortcut that I mentioned earlier, and the feedback hub. I may update the description in the future, so look out for that. Please provide any feedback that you have for this extension. Your feedback is valuable. Look out in the comments for any updates that I may have. With that being said, I'll see you next time.